There are still concerns over the ripple effects from the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank on Friday. It is the largest bank failure since the 2008 recession. The president assuring Americans this morning the banking system is safe. Your money is safe in the bank. Joining us now, former FDIC chair Sheila Bair, who led the agency during the '08 financial crisis. She's also the author of the children's book series Money Tales, which provides financial literacy lessons to children. Good morning to you, Sheila. Thank you for being with us. So what are the lessons learned and probably still being realized in this latest financial turmoil?
Right. So, well, I think the lessons learned are that when interest rates go up, the value of bonds, securities go down. And so that's called interest rate risk in banking. It's a well-known risk. And some of the banks, a question here, didn't do a very good job of managing that risk. Also, that your depositor base, you need to pay attention to who your depositors are. Do they like your bank? Are they going to stick with your bank, or are they going to leave quickly if there's a sign of trouble, or to get a better interest rate? These are two things that came together that really brought Silicon Valley down. They did not manage their interest rate risk. We're having some losses on sales of securities that had lost value, and then their depositors got nervous, and it was a very small group of venture capitalists and the portfolio companies that they fund, and word spread fast, and there you go. So this seems to be an unusual situation. I know there are concerns now in other parts of the banking system. I don't right now see a systemic issue. I think if you're an insured depositor, you should not worry at all. The FDIC has a perfect record of protecting insured depositors. And even if you're a larger investor, an institutional depositor, with uninsured deposits, know who your bank is. But if you've got a long-standing relationship with them, if they're a traditional bread and butter bank that doesn't take risk and has done good service to you in the past, I don't think you've got anything to worry about there either. So I do think everybody needs to keep their heads. This is, again, appears to be an unusual situation that hopefully will not spread throughout the system.
And a lot of things remain to be seen. I think one is the interest rates and rising interest rates that we've seen. To fight inflation, we've seen the Fed do that. Should they continue to gradually rise? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. So I wrote last December, I thought they should hit pause. And I am an inflation hawk. So I've been arguing to raise rates and normalize rates since actually 2010. I thought this experiment with loose money, cheap money went on far too long. So I've been encouraging the Fed for years to raise rates. But now I think they waited too long, and now they're going too fast. They started at the beginning of 2022 when interest rates were 0.08%. The short-term rates were 0.08%. They're now about 4.5%. That maybe by itself doesn't sound high, but that's a 6,000% increase from where they started. They're going too fast. They need to hit pause. They need to assess the impact on the economy and the impact on financial stability. So I hope maybe this blip here with Silicon Valley Bank will get them to rethink how fast they want to go with more rate increases.
Sheila, we heard the president's remarks on accountability this morning. How much responsibility does the CEO or the leadership team for Silicon Valley Bank have when the bank collapses, when they see a run?
Right. Well, I think there were external factors like rising rates that created additional problems for them. But nonetheless, interest rate risk is something that every bank manager should understand and manage. They didn't manage it. So I do think there should be accountability. I absolutely agree with that. I'm not sure I agree with the decision to bail out the uninsured depositors. Most of those are, as near as I can tell, very well-heeled, very wealthy venture capitalists or companies, large companies. There are a few startups there too, but pretty large companies they've invested in. So the idea they couldn't take a small discount on their uninsured deposits, which is exactly what it would have been. I don't understand why they felt they had to cover all of the uninsured deposits. So I think uninsured depositors, maybe there needs to be a little accountability there too. Deposit insurance, the caps are $250,000. Go into your bank. School children will see that sign, $250,000 cap. It's on the websites. It's not like nobody knew that this was the case. And again, these are financially sophisticated depositors who should have known what the risks were. So the FDIC having to come in and bail them out, and the cost of that will be assessed throughout all the banks, community banks. Everybody's going to have to pay into this fund. that will backstop these losses for the uninsured. I'm not sure I do agree with that. Actually, I'm pretty sure I disagree with it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.